met this girl in a subway, walking my way, it must have been my day. Seemed like the perfect match for me. So she said to me, Craig, can you give me what I want? I don't know about you, but I feel so.
What is up? I am Crypto Mason. In this video, we are going to continue with some new information, some crazy information on my theory. Well, not my theory anymore, because you're going to see what I found or what somebody has showed me. I think that there's a little piece of my brain, I've been saying this, that XRP will be deemed as a security token. That is what's been going on in my brain. Just a little piece of me thinks that that might happen. So this video is all about that. If you stay till the end, we're gonna break down a video called Modern Wall Street Roundtable. This video has to do with INX. I'm gonna connect INX and XRP in this video. So you definitely wanna stick around till the end because there's gonna be some crazy points made in this video. Before we get started though, make sure that you click the subscribe button, click the post notification bell on, and click all, because then you'll never miss a upload in your life. You'll never miss a live stream. And make sure to like the video, but let's get into it. First thing, I was in the INX Telegram chat, and I saw that they have acquired, or they are acquiring this thing called Open Finance. This looks like it's a, I don't even know what this is. It's a digital security, access new investment opportunities, the platform for the secondary market trading of digital securities. So this is the secondary market trading for digital securities. And I saw that INX actually like bought this company or something. And it would be, if you're not able to get INX and not invest in it, it would be probably a good idea to make an account on Open Finance, because you'll be able to get the INX token on the secondary market, which is this. So if you guys know what the original name of OpenCoin, the original name of XRP and Ripple was. OpenCoin. This is Open Finance. OpenCoin. Which is right here. I think I've been on this. Does it even load? I don't even know if it loads. It's like, okay. But when you type in OpenCoin, Ripple Labs originally named OpenCoin and renamed Ripple Labs in 2015. So the original name of Ripple was OpenCoin, and this is Open Finance. That's just a small connection before we start. Okay, so if you have not seen my videos on INX, we've got this one, INX token, why I bought some. And then we've also got this one right here, Crypto Decoded Live, XRP, INX, Ripple. This video you're watching right now has to relate to this one, or does relate to this one, and also this one. So 3 videos on INX already. One thing I want to say before we get started though, Douglas Borthwick, this is the Chief Marketing Officer, the head of biz development at INX. He actually watched my previous video on INX. So if you're watching right now, I'm sorry that I'm gonna speculate like this, but that's all I am. I'm just a speculator. I am a normal just person who likes crypto and likes XRP and loves INX. But this is all just speculation. Don't take any of this as like, I don't know. I'm not trying to do anything crazy here. This is all just theory. And let's go. Let's get into it, because this video has to do with Douglas Borthwick. As you can see, we're gonna break down this video. This is from Modern Wall Street Roundtable Live at Delmonico's, featuring Jim Rickards. Jim Rickards is this guy right here. These other 2 guys, I really don't know who they are, kind of. I looked them up a little bit. And then this host is her, and she was making me laugh during the during this, when I was watching this first, because it looks like she's just out of it or something. Like, I don't know if she can compete on their level of talk, but we're gonna break this down, and you're gonna see this guy, Jim Rickards, really talk down on Bitcoin in a way that I really like, unfortunately, because we're just gonna watch it, and I'm gonna break down what's going on in here. and also give my thoughts on this video. So if you want to watch the original video of this, the full thing, it's going to be in the description. I give credit to the original owners of this video. I'm not trying to copyright, none of that. I'm just doing a transformative piece of content using your content as like a review format. So before we hop into that video, look at this. Somebody linked me this, by the way, and they linked me this tweet. So shout out to them on Twitter. They messaged me. And this is Samson Mao, Excelion. In a surprising twist of fate, INX Limited is the only remaining venue for trading XRP in 2021. XRP, the security. So, this guy tweeted this on December 22, 2020. And we know that on December 21, that's when Ripple got sued. That's also the great conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter. And then we saw in the Ripple Grateful Dead video, we saw that they literally had the tarot card, which was Saturn, and we came out on the other end of Jupiter. If you haven't seen that, I highly recommend watching that video. It's one of my most mind-blowing videos ever. And that is like right here. Ripple XRP Decoded Part 2. Right here. Definitely go check that out. But in a surprising twist of fate, INX Limited. So, this looks like... So I'm late to the party. I'm late on most of this information, by the way. I am just connecting the dots now. Because this interview is out on the 21st of September in 2018. And you can see Thinking Crypto was there. This is the guy who just dropped the David Schwartz interview. So let's hop into this. Also, look at who retweeted this. Do you guys see this? Look who retweeted it. There he is, Douglas right there. He retweeted this tweet. So he knows what's coming. He knows. And I know you know if you're watching this, but let's go. We're gonna hop into here and I'm gonna give you my thoughts on pieces of this, but we're gonna watch a majority, like 10 minutes of this, and I'm gonna jump in and give you my thoughts.
Gentlemen, why? Why, when we broke away from the gold standard, are countries building their reserves in gold?
You know, this may be a breakaway from the dollar standard.
The dollar standard.
One thing that's very, very interesting about this administration that's different from others is for the first time, the US Treasury's talked about using SWIFT as a weapon.
Using SWIFT as a weapon. We know who's trying to replace SWIFT, which is Ripple, right? If you don't know, Ripple is trying to replace SWIFT. That's like literally what they are, or what XRP is, and all of their stuff. One part of their thing is trying to replace SWIFT.
Now, SWIFT is essentially the way that you can trade dollars around the world. If you're cut off from SWIFT as a sovereign country, you're cut off from the dollar, and you need to find other ways of doing financing. Now, certainly, you know, places like China now are doing an oil contract in Chinese currency. You've also have all of these central banks in emerging markets and in countries that are having difficulties with the US start to buy gold aggressively, you know, and they're getting out of US treasuries. And so what you're seeing here is maybe this dollar standard that replaced the gold standard now slowly start to dissipate as the US starts to look at the dollar as being a weapon.
The dollar as being a weapon. So one thing I'm learning is, as I learn about like economics, kind of from listening to videos like this, and as I learn about what's going on in the world, because I'm very ignorant to like politics, governments, what country's doing what. I do not care at all. That stuff is useless to me. But as soon as I do start learning about it and just connecting it with what I already know, it is so clear. It's so clear. It's either these people on screen right now, and in all the videos, such as like Brad, David, Swartz, all these people, it's either they absolutely know just everything that's going to happen already, or they're missing one piece of it. Because I think, as I learn, it's just so clear what's going to happen. So let's keep watching.
Create an opportunity for the Bitcoin crowd or the crypto?
Does this create an opportunity for the Bitcoin crowd or the crypto crowd? Listen to what he said.
Crypto is completely irrelevant to all of this, because I think that the holders of crypto or the holders of Bitcoin really have very little understanding of what's going on in a macro environment. They're buying it because they see that's the future for a technology. as opposed to folks buying and selling dollars, buying and selling gold, do that because they see this is the future of macroeconomics. And I think they're both very, very separate issues.
Do either one of you have an opinion on Bitcoin?
I agree.
Because a lot of the younger crowd, not Bitcoin, but crypto
Okay, watch Jim Rickards. He's a boss. He's a boss. Watch what he
in
says.
general, a lot of the younger crowd sees that as a replacement for gold.
He knows the truth. Man, skip that girl.
I think it's hard to say crypto in general, other than the technology, the digital distributed ledger. But there are, last time I looked,
You hear what he said already? You hear what he said already?
1,006.
Hold up. He's going to talk about distributed ledger a lot. And that's what Ripple is, and that's what HBAR is. They're distributed ledgers, which is the real shit. That's what we want. Blockchain is some other stuff. Blockchain is like trash compared to distributed ledger, I think. Don't quote me, that's just my opinion in my uneducated, I'm not uneducated, but a normal person, just speculator opinion.
I think it's hard to say crypto in general, other than the technology, the digital distributed ledger. But there are, last time I looked, 1,600 separate cryptocurrencies listed on major exchanges.
Way
some
more
of them
now.
are tiny, and some of them are frauds, no doubt about it. And Bitcoin's the biggest. Bitcoin has no use case other than tax evaders, terrorists, and worse.
I see that.
Okay, kind of. I agree that Bitcoin has no use case whatsoever, except for holding value, which is just nothing. That's just dumb. To hold, it's just a store of value, and people think that's gonna. I don't know. But I don't agree that it's only used for terrorists, all that stuff. It is. And it is used for a bunch of tax evasion, all of that, but I don't know.
Yeah, and it's so it'll get to $200 a coin, which is kind of a.
It'll get to $200 a coin. This was in 2018. What was the Bitcoin price? Should we check? September 21, 2018. September 21, 2018. Let's check what the Bitcoin price was. September 21. What? It was $6,000. So he was saying that it's going to go to 200.
Residual criminal value, but all this stuff about $6,000 is all nonsense.
I'm not sure, but I think Doug Cass agrees with your target price.
Yeah, okay.
So
Well,
I think
smart guy.
I'd like to, when it comes to these cryptocurrencies, cryptos are transactional. So I agree very much with Jim. Bitcoin, I don't see the transactional value necessarily
Well,
in
they're not
Bitcoin.
medium of exchange, but could a
But they
central
very
bank
well could be
potentially
because-
back a fiat currency with crypto?
It is now. It's a dollar. It's crypto now. It's like-
The dollar is an encrypted digital asset. You might have a couple bucks in your pocket, but you don't really use it. You use credit cards, debit cards,
Right.
direct pay. You pay your bills automatically. The whole Fed.
It's already digital. We are already using digital money. Nobody uses cash anymore. It's dirty, right? You can't touch the cash because it's dirty. It's going to spread the germ everywhere.
Our system is all digital. Has been. The last paper treasury note was 1982, I think. So, and all that message traffic is encrypted. So the dollar is a digital cryptocurrency,
The dollar is a digital cryptocurrency because it's encrypted.
which shows that, but it doesn't have a distributed ledger, that's the real innovation.
Look at that.
Which shows that, but it doesn't have a distributed ledger, that's the real innovation. That's what makes
Right.
cryptos
I
kind of
agree.
interesting, is the digital distributed ledger, not the currency itself. And some of them, I think, have a future. The technology definitely has a future, but Bitcoin is a dead end. I mean, Bitcoin's non-scalable, non-sustainable. It's got criminal use cases. It was the biggest bubble in history, bigger than the Dutch tulip bulbs of the 17th century. It's just sort of
I think the New York AG.
Do you see Douglas? You see Douglas just nodding over there?
Bitcoin's non-scalable,
Look at him nodding.
non-sustainable. It's got criminal use cases. It was the biggest bubble in history, bigger than the Dutch tulip bulbs of the
It's a small nod, but he's nodding.
17th century. It's just sort of a.
So he agrees. He agrees. That's the founder of, or the CMO of INX, by the way. He did that one video with Altcoin Daily.
AG just sided against 3 exchanges, right?
Yeah.
Or at least they're looking into it.
That's the other side. If there's no necessarily use for it, then it can be easily attacked by governments and shut down. So that you want to use for something. And let's say, for instance, you have a cryptocurrency that would be used for entertainment. You buy tickets with it. You go to sporting events with it, you gamble with it. If there's a network of individuals that transact in that for specific uses, maybe there's like a dollar. There's uses for it. You go to a mall.
That's airline miles.
Airline miles. That's exactly right.
Yeah,
Those are gift cards.
That's right. Gift cards.
But you can do that with dollars.
Concept. Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. You can do it with Bitcoin. Actually, you can't do it with Bitcoin. You pay
can't
$50 for a
because-
$2 cup of coffee, a $50
Right.
transaction fee.
You don't know what it's going to cost you in 10 minutes.
That's
Exactly.
exactly right.
There are some cryptos that are working with regulators and are working with banks.
I agree with you.
Ripple
Right.
would be an example.
Ripple would be
XRP.
Boom. He mentioned it. I was looking for him mentioning Ripple or XRP because I'm like, if they're working with regulators at INX, like this just looks so clear. Listen to what he says though.
Transaction fee.
You don't know what it's going to cost you in 10 minutes.
That's
Exactly.
exactly right.
There are some cryptos that are working with regulators and are working with banks.
I agree with you.
Ripple
Right.
would be an example.
Ripple would be an
XRP.
example. Right.
Now this is and I can imagine in the next 5 years, instead of us doing sterling against the dollar or sterling against yen and doing these kinds of transactions, we'll do sterling versus Ripple. And the reason being, dollar right now is a 2-day settlement. With something like Ripple, you could do settlement in seconds. And I think that there's a future there where the guy that's trading spot FX today will be trading spot FX against Ripple in the future, in the next 2 or 3 years. So
And I already showed you here. He's talking about FX. I already showed that Flare Network. Flare Network looks like, okay, that's an F for Flare Network. XRP. Isn't this FX? Forex? A new Forex? New type of, do you guys not see this? FX. This is a fork of the XRP ledger, the first one, I believe. Well, yes, it has to be the first one, isn't it? But look what he's saying. Look what
I
he's
think
saying.
that Ripple has a great future because it's right now supported by all the banks and by all the regulators.
And it has
Oh my, you see Dash and IOTA on there? Do you see
Ripple
that?
has a great future because it's right.
Litecoin, Dash, IOTA, Bitcoin, Ripple, Ethereum. Why did they put that?
Right now, it's supported by all the banks
And
and by all the
Ripple coin up
regulators.
and it has an elastic monetary base, right?
So
Well,
if we take that and you go to the blockchain ledger, if you take that concept that you're discussing,
This guy's
have
playing
no
devil's
problem with it.
advocate?
I agree with it. But you're talking about money. You're talking about transaction, a medium of exchange. There has to be something behind it, and that's where I'm going to pull this conversation back to gold. There has to be some sort of reserve asset. The problem with fiat currencies right now is that they can print as much as they want, digitally or whatever. It's not.
Why is there always a question in response to Ripple? It's always Ripple presents their stuff, and then there's like a question back. To me, there's no question back. Like, it's so clear that this should be used.
It's not tied to anything, and so as a result, the value of the money can be negated. It can be destroyed over time,
But
and it
it's-
is destroyed over time.
I think one of the biggest sales pitches that folks that enjoy Bitcoin talk about is the fact that it's finite. And yet you have a fork, and boom, here's another currency based off of this one. You have another fork, more currency, another fork, more currency.
That's a good point. Bitcoin Cash, you just fork it, fork.
The fact that it's finite
It's hardly finite.
is actually one of the worst things about Bitcoin, and it shows that really smart developers and really smart engineers don't know anything about monetary economics. Because if you understand monetary economics, you don't want hyperinflation, you don't want money everywhere, but the money supply has to grow a little bit. As the economy is growing, if the money supply doesn't grow and the economy is growing, that's inherently deflationary. Each coin is going to get you more and more because you've capped it out. Well, if it's deflationary, if you look at, say, the dollar, M0, M1, M2, M3, et cetera, what you find is that most of the money in the world isn't really money, it's credit. Credit is what makes the world go round. People borrow, if you have money and I borrow from you and I give you a note and I lend it to Vaz and she gives me a note, all of a sudden it's like $3 around, but it was really only $1, we got 2 notes. But the point is, credit is what makes the money supply expand to go along with the economy. Who would want to borrow in a deflationary currency? Nobody. Why would you borrow in a currency that's going to cost you more to pay it back, when the loan matures?
That makes sense to me.
So the answer is apart from a lot of other problems, you're never going to get a credit market to go side by side with the Bitcoin because the Bitcoin is inherently deflationary. That's one thing that Satoshi Nakamoto never thought of.
And does that make the perfect segue for the next topic? Because we're talking about gold, we're talking about the dollar, which has created a unique situation given these this trade atmosphere with
I actually hate the way reporters put on a voice. Why does that need to be done? They put on like a reporter voice. Why does that have to be done? Like, when do we get to the real? Like, when do we get to actual reality? Where she could just talk in her normal voice. When does that come? When the news reporters just actually talk normal instead of being trained to talk with fear in their voice?
China now.
And just, when is it real? When do we get to truth?
Because, you know, it's definitely changed the dollar's dynamic and maybe even gold as a safe haven amid uncertainty with that atmosphere. So, gentlemen, is gold still a safe haven?
Well, Vladimir Putin and
to talk about gold right here. I'm not going to go into that. I might skip around in this. So here's where he talks about crypto again. I skipped forward a little bit.
Two things, and I think here's where we can bring the gold and the cryptocurrency trends together. First of all, just buying gold. Gold is physical. You get gold, fly to Moscow, put it in a vault, end of story. The U.S. can't seize it, can't freeze it, can't interdict it, can't kick you out of it. They can't do anything. They cannot erase that gold. It's just there. Okay, but you have to trade. So there's what's emerging, what I call, and I briefed the military on this, the U.S. Army War College and Joint Command down at Norfolk Naval Base recently, and I said, okay, just imagine the following. So so you have this trade. There's what I call the new axis of gold. So Iran sells oil to China. North Korea sells weapons to Iran. Distributed G-Coin, BB, etc. These are all the members. So what they could do, they could create their own distributed digital ledger. Sells oil to China. North Korea sells weapons to Iran. China buys oil from Saudi Arabia. Russia buys infrastructure from China. Russian tourists go to Turkey, etc. These are all the members. So what they could do, they could create their own distributed digital ledger. It wouldn't be Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a joke. But they could come up with their
Wouldn't be Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a joke. Look at that.
own currency, the Putin coin or the Xi coin. It would be completely encrypted, and all you would do is keep score. It's no different than baseball cards, right? So you keep score, and there's this whole trading network, and periodically, monthly, quarterly, once a year, you settle up in gold. And all you do is you put the gold on the pallet, fly it in a plane to the other guy, and he puts it in his vault, end of story. And you know, Steve knows better than anyone, when you do things on net instead of gross, it's a much smaller transaction. If you had to pay for everything with gross gold, that's unwieldy.
So that's very interesting that they keep mentioning digital distributed ledgers instead of, like, he's just straight up talking down on Bitcoin. So that is all I'm going to play of this, but you guys can click the link in the description and watch the rest of this. I just find it very interesting that they're bringing up distributed ledgers, and we found Douglas Borthwick from INX talking about XRP. All of the comments are like, XRP the standard, XRP the king, Ripple is a company, XRP is a digital asset. These guys are talking like they know something and can't even get the most basic terms correct. Yeah, that's facts. They're using Ripple instead of XRP. And I think that actually contributes to the reason why XRP is being sued, because they had it listed as Ripple. They had it listed as Ripple. Like, does nobody see the foundational stuff? They're all just blinded by, like, lawsuit terms and big words. Do you guys not see in 2017, the coin XRP was listed as Ripple, I believe. Like, I was there. I remember seeing it listed as Ripple XRP. And now we have it where it's, if you go here, now you have it, it's XRP, XRP. See, XRP, XRP. This used to be Ripple. Look, we can change it right now. I'm gonna show you how people fake numbers on here, by the way. We just open this, go here, Ripple, boom. That's what it used to be, like that. And even the logo was different, I remember. Even the logo was different, I think. It's a blur in my mind because I was 17. But does nobody see, like, they had it listed as Ripple, but you were buying the digital currency. This is simple stuff. There's no need for crazy legal stuff. People, like, the argument that people thought they were buying shares of Ripple, it's like such a gray area because clearly you were buying XRP. When you got the currency, you bought 12 XRP or whatever, 13 XRP. And that was back here, I believe. But this just looks like like, does it have to be deemed a security to get on? Like, it could go on INX. You see how they have it scrolling right here? They've got it on their scroll wheel. So we go to the exchange, demo.trading.inx. And we've got the Gibraltar code. Remember I showed you with the bearable bull? I showed you the bearable bull, how he knew, which now it makes sense, because if he was watching stuff like this, I'm just behind and I'm now connecting the dots. So really they've had to sit with that knowledge for 3 years. That's how I know it's coming soon. It's coming soon. So, and you've even got the lasers here. You've got the lasers. These are the laser eyes. These are the laser eyes. Regulations are coming. These are the laser eyes. Can we click on XRP on here? More markets? Where's XRP? It's not even on here. Maybe they won't even list it until it's regulated. I don't know. But that is going to wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching. I highly recommend checking out the Modern Wall Street thing. Reminder that of this tweet, XRP the security. I don't know. We're going to have to see what happens. We win both ways, in my opinion, with XRP. You win both ways. I would love to see it continue to be a cryptocurrency. But I do see how it can be a security token. Not a security, it's a security token, a digital security. But that is all I have for today, or for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.
I met this girl in a subway, walking my way. It must have been my day. Seemed like the perfect match for me. So she said to me, Craig, can you give me what I want? I don't know about you, but I feel so good. So if I do, I wanna know how we make me hear him as the seashores. Yeah.